We did have a look, Siyabonga and I, at the policies and the latest policy news on electricity. I want to start it by commenting load shedding and power cuts, what is going on or off. This weekend's news is that Joburg threatened Eskom with legal action. That is the new mayor of Johannesburg threatening Eskom over the latest round of blackouts. I'm afraid the mayor isn't going to make much progress because it seems that there is thorough legislative backing for the management of load shedding by Eskom. And the fact of the matter is Eskom has to load shed. We have an old infrastructure that is not managing, the supply is interrupted inevitably, and they have to prevent the whole system from crashing. So we will hear from various aspects at this discussion forum today and tomorrow about what is happening, and in particular, the kind of changes that are happening and the introduction of renewable energy and renewable energy being given the space through legislation to contribute to the national power supply. You'll remember that President Cyril Ramaphosa said in his State of the Nation address that the threshold for registering embedded generation would be increased from 1 to 100 megawatts. That was great news because that is the opening up of the space. And this was done by an amendment to Schedule 2 of the Electricity Regulation Act, which was then gazetted on the 12th of August. So there are things that are moving, important steps that are being taken. The Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, Gwede Mantashe, gave his budget speech in May of 2021, of course, and he said the following. He said, "We are committed to a just transition and have begun investing in clean technologies to ensure that we transition from a high to a low carbon economy while ensuring security of energy supply." He said later in the speech, "We plan to connect 180,000 additional households in this current fiscal year, following 166,886 households connected in 2021 in the last financial year." So there are good intentions by government. We know that often they don't get realized. And certainly with this one isn't sure whether they will meet the target of connecting additional households. And even when you look at the number, the intention, it isn't the people of South Africa need. So whatever connection is being made will be inadequate. And this is, of course, connection to the national grid. Furthermore, the minister said that new electricity supply would be provided in all kinds of ways. And because I don't have a slide up, I'll just skim over this. But basically, he mentioned a total of about 7,000 megawatts that have already that are already in progress. So these are projects signed under the IPP program. There are preferred bidders, 11 preferred bidders who were approved for providing about 2,000 megawatts of power into the grid. And that will be by about November next year. So this will take some time to come online. There is also the independent power producers, and that was, energy was procured from them under the short-term power purchase program. That is only 200 megawatts, but it's a significant move. And then there is a request for proposals under bid window 5, which was for energy from wind and solar energy technologies, and that is for 2,600 megawatts. So these are things that are definite. Then there will be a request for proposals planned as follows: 2,600 megawatts from renewable energy around August of this year. I don't know if it's happened. And also 513 megawatts from storage around August this year. Around December, there should be a request for proposals for 1,500 megawatt from coal and 3,000 megawatt from gas. And then in January, a request for proposal for 1,600 megawatt from renewable energy. And so that is an additional 9,200 megawatts, more or less, which brings it the total to 16,200 megawatts, which when they all add up becomes quite a significant amount. Of course, that is not all renewable energy. 4,500 megawatts of that is from coal and gas. Right, so I haven't actually researched whether these have actually been done, whether the minister, what the minister said has actually been realized. But do go and have a look at the minister's budget speech for energy if you are interested in the details of that. Right, then we wanted more background on the regulatory framework, but we will be hearing more about that in the course of today and tomorrow from various speakers. And in particular, we've got Mr. Gav Herford, who is the National Control Manager, System Operator Transmission at Eskom. And so he has his fingers on the buttons that have to be pushed for load shedding to happen and to be suspended. I don't know if we can thank him for load shedding being suspended during the day today and tomorrow, but it certainly is very welcome that we have a suspension at the moment. So you'll have an opportunity tomorrow to ask Mr. Herford everything that you have been scared to ask. This is the more technical side of load shedding, so not the political side. And I think that is what we need to hear. We need to hear that side of things. Our program for today is as follows. We have Mr. Jared Wright. He was until recently at the CSIR and South African National Planning Commissioner, and he will soon be at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory in the USA. Then we have Professor Frick van Niekerk, and he is from the Unit for Energy and Technology Systems, Faculty of Engineering, Northwest University. And finally, we have Mr. Tommy Garner, E&W Business Development Manager and Chair of the Independent Power Producers Association. So we have some good, brilliant speakers today, and we look forward to their presentations. Tomorrow, I'll just run through the program. We have Mr. Gav Herford, as I said, from Eskom. We have Professor Rula Anglezi-Lotz from the South African Association of Energy Economics and the Department of Economics at the University of Pretoria. And she will be talking about the impact of load shedding on the economy. Then we have Dr. Melanie Murcott at the Department of Public Law at the Faculty of Law at the University of Pretoria. And she will be talking especially about the renewable energy framework. And that will be fed into the COP26 talks as well. Then last but certainly not least, we've got Professor Shia. I apologize for my distortion of your name, Prof. And he is at the Department of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering at UP, a professor there, and he is director of the Center for New Energy Systems at University of Pretoria. So we have some very exciting presentations for these 2 days. We also are relying on your input as an audience. Please post in the chat, or if you can raise your hand who will acknowledge you and you can talk. And then we can have a discussion, which is, it doesn't only have to come from the speakers.